Hey everybody, what's going on? Dace here, and we're going to be checking out my first hard mode clear in Gunnail without using the Kamikaze strats. So, this essentially you're just playing the game like you would. There's no intentionally losing lives, just like the normal run I posted a few days ago, or whenever it is. I'm not sure when I'm going to drop this because we've got a bunch of other videos coming out and stuff like that, but anyway, I'm really excited to share commentary on this run specifically because it was just a wild time. I did it, if I didn't just mention it, I did this just last night, and then right after I jumped into very hard mode and banged that out as well, so that's going to be spaced out a little bit too. But this run went really well, and then something happened. I don't want to say too much because we'll just get to it when we do, but it was just it was just bonkers. I've mentioned this before to a few people, but this is one game where, because of the way it's set up, where you can get extends depending on certain conditions and whatever, being in a very poor situation is not necessarily like something to feel bothered about, because it's like there's always that chance that, like, okay, if you can just push a little further, you can get it all back and more. And yeah, this run was just insane in that sense. Perfect example of just doing whatever you need to do. So I'm excited to get to that part because I watched over this run last night before I went to sleep, and oh my god, it's such a blast. I absolutely love this game, and it's so much fun, and it is such a rush. So anyway, yeah, it's not going to appear so different compared to like the normal mode, because whether I'm playing normal, hard, or very hard, the approach is the same. Like, I'm just, especially with the no Kamikaze, you're pretty much tackling the stages exactly the same way. There are just a few differences, like enemies firing earlier, bosses having extra attacks that can catch you off guard if you're used to just playing normal or whatever. But yeah. I love this boss. But anyway, now that the difficulty stuff, like in terms of like normal, hard, very hard, now that that stuff's out of the way, now I will be buckling down with whatever is going to come next. Maybe I'll start practicing some no bomb methods for certain bosses and just see what else I can clean up. Stage 3. I think in the other videos I've done, I haven't really talked much about the visuals, so maybe I'll take a few minutes to do that. This is one of those games that really blows my mind. Just the depth, like those sections in the middle, the gray sections, like just little pockets like that. Like, and just all the flashing lights, and just the they're not wires, but like the tubes, like all this stuff, like, and the first stage too, like just crazy details all over the place. I just cannot get enough of this game. It's so good. I love just going bonkers at the end of these levels. There are just a million things to rip through and collect, but I always make sure I'm finishing with the weapon I actually want for starting the next stage. Otherwise it can be really tricky. I didn't want the spread shot, but that's just kind of what I ended up with. Sometimes it pans out great, other times you kind of get a little too caught up in certain things, or then you realize that like, oh, two different weapons are very close, so by going after the one you want, you kind of risk getting the one you don't. So to be honest, this is the least effective weapon for this part specifically. This is where things kind of get messy. Ideally I have the flame weapon for this part, because I just love that weapon. It's so incredibly effective. It allows you, like, yeah, that's the thing, like, it allows you to put major pressure on whatever's right in front of you, like damage-wise, but the fact that it can also target anything else, regardless of where it is, like sides, whatever, it does not matter. Behind you, even, like, whatever. The laser is really good too. But yeah, the flame weapon takes the cake for me anyway. I can do the whole run with that a million times and never get tired of it. I just love it. Oh yeah, I used that second bomb there just because I was not going to risk taking a hit. So one thing I want to say, even when you're not using the Kamikaze method, you're still going to hit the first extend at least. You're not always going to hit the second one. It really depends on how the run goes. But yeah, it's... So, like, if you're new to the game, you never need to think, like, oh, if I'm not killing myself right at the start of the run, I'm not going to get any extra lives. Like, that's not the case at all. You will certainly get at least one top-up at 500,000. So if I don't hit it here, it'll be, like, within the next stage that happens. Yeah, there we go. Boom. 4 shields and bombs. So this is where, starting in stage 5, this is where things just... This was an incredibly sloppy stage. Once again, like, I would have much preferred to have the flame weapon, but just, yeah, to start anyway. I might... Oh, like, taking a hit there? Like, are you kidding me? There go 3 bombs, and then again, stuff like that. Like, you've really got to resist the urge to view it as a negative thing. But because I'm always striving for, like, no bomb, no miss, to the best of my ability, in this game specifically anyway, like, yeah, 2 hits like that are just brutal. But anyway, at least we have the flame weapon now, so we're good to go. Oh, I just... love the flow of this stage. This is one of the most engaging stages. So much fun to learn and figure this one out. I'm even still improving this. Like, that was another silly fumble. Oh my god. And I just love the colors, the blue cold steel look, and those fans, or not fans, but gears. Oh, so cool. I was at least very thankful to have the purple weapon and not the spread shot for this. Because, like, yeah, if I lose flame, please just give me purple laser. Too often you do just get the spread shot. That was nuts. I remember that happening. I was like, I'm going to be taking a hit any second now, and then I still was somehow dodging a few things, and then finally did take a hit, but yeah, holy smokes. Oh, that was... So yeah, that was like an insanely sloppy stage 5, where I had full shields and I'm down to no bombs left, and I cannot take another hit. So this is where it gets insane, because to hit the next extend at 2 million, right now I'm thinking to myself, like when I was playing, I was like, okay, I know for a fact that's not happening at the end of this stage. It's gonna mean I need to go through this stage and stage 7 entirely without taking a hit. just based on how the scoring works. I just knew that, like, okay, as long as I can do that, I will for sure have the points to hit that extend. And this is actually one of the rare situations where when you're using the no kamikaze strat, you actually will hit the second extend because of how early you're just down to no shields left. But like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this game is so my kind of thing, because like right now I'm in a situation where like you have to play so well, you have to have everything so tight, like you cannot mess anything up. And when you have that kind of pressure riding on you, like, just some of the most insane things can happen. Like, you just start pulling off things that you might not if that pressure wasn't there. So anyway, let's just see how stage 7 goes. And there's some really nasty sections in this stage specifically. Oh, but man, this game is such a wild time. I'm not kidding when I say this is easily one of my all-time favorite shmups ever. I could have easily just bitten the bullet right there. Normally I like to take all 3 of those green dudes out, but in this situation there was no way I was going to risk that. So that's why I was just hanging to the top where it's a little safer. Like, oh my god, tanks. Like, at this point I'm thinking, holy smokes, like, we cannot take any side shots like they sometimes sneak in. And this part, oh my god, just has to be done so carefully. And that guy sometimes gets me. So when that was happening, I was like, I know it's coming, I gotta duck down a little more. And I am getting better at this section. It's a part that I didn't really ever give much thought to, but then as I played more, I realized it's a very simple, like, one side and then wait a bit and then just tackle the other side. But anyway, here we are at the boss. And I've got, obviously I don't need bombs right now, because if you're doing the top dismantling, you're safe, but for this part, I was not taking any chances. There was no way I was going to take a hit. Because I'm so close to getting the 2 million at this point. And boom, times 50? Are you kidding me? And my score just skyrockets like crazy. But okay, there we go, like 5 shields. Bombs restocked, whatever. And 1 stage left. Now this just gets bonkers by the end of it. Like, oh my god. Amazingly enough, after I beat normal mode, I dabbled with very hard just like a little bit, and I was like, you know what, I actually want to do hard first and then very hard, because if I do very hard first, I might have less motivation to actually go back and do hard or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to allow myself to do very hard until I beat hard mode. So hard mode, this did take a few days to clear, and it was interesting the fact that very hard was just a matter of 3 attempts and it was done, like the same day I cleared this. When you have as many shields as I do right now, like, you just bomb. Like, if you're so close, you do not want to start taking hits. Like, oh man, like all these hits. Like, and when you have this weapon and it's powered down, like, you do so little damage. It's brutal. Oh my god. I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, please do not take more and more hits. Like, I didn't have a bomb there until I took a hit, of course, so it was just like, oh man, hang on as long as you can. But here we are. 2 bombs, 2 shields. I love the look of this boss room. And again, I'm playing it safe. I'm not The only time I want to be taking a hit is if I have no bombs in stock. Because I had a bunch of close sessions, like leading up to this one. So when I was finally here with more than no shields left, I was like, it's gotta be this time. We are doing it this time no matter what. And there, like, if I wasn't bombing right then and there, whatever. And that's the thing too with this game, like, you might think you have more invincibility time after taking a hit, but you can take another hit so soon. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, that was a run I was just blown away and so pumped to share with you all and just talk about because of how insane, like it's such a rush. I had to go through 2 full stages without taking a hit just to get that extend, and that turned everything around. Oh my god. And that's the crazy thing too, like I still was like a hit away from being toast at the end of that fight. So like it's just, I'm pretty sure anyway. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm really enjoying doing these commentaries, as I mentioned pretty much every time, but yeah, anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below if you enjoyed this. Yeah, and stay tuned for the very hard mode because that's another interesting one that I'm excited to share with you all. But yeah, have a solid day, a stellar one, and we will see you next time.